going on, guys? It's Steve. So Kyrie Irving will definitely enter his prime this year. The reason why I say this is because last year experiencing, well, pretty much last finals was something that most players don't ever get to experience, which in my opinion will boost him a few years ahead of time. And what I mean by that is fast forward his career a few years and allow him to enter his prime this season. Usually players enter their prime around 26, 27 years old, and then they peak around 30, 31, 32, around there. But for some reason, there are some players that last a very, very long time. Dirk Nowitzki, you had Tim Duncan, you had Kobe, you had Melo, you had LeBron, you had Michael Jordan, you had all of these players, Larry Bird, Magic, all of these players last 10 plus years in their prime. And there's many, many more. So don't think I'm just naming the only ones that I think that lasted long. There's many, many more. But Kyrie Irving, being in a situation where he was down 3-1, and no team has ever come back from that, that allowed him to, that showed him, you know, okay, no matter what happens, we just got to continue to grind, no matter what. You got to just continue to work hard and grind. And look what happened. They came back from a 3-1 deficit, and now Kyrie Irving and LeBron James and Kevin Love are NBA champions. You know, and Cleveland won their first championship. But the thing about it is not only that, well, we're going to come back to the 3-1 topic because I have more to say about that. But not only that, but he's playing with LeBron James. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but in the NBA Finals, LeBron James was actually trying to get Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving involved more often than he should. For example, in the first few games, LeBron James was playing extremely passive. If you guys don't believe me, you can just go watch the first few games, his stats, and then compare that to the last 3 games. LeBron James was passing way too much and not shooting enough. And I made videos saying, okay, if LeBron doesn't start shooting more, the Cavaliers are done. Right? So we have LeBron James shooting less, and he's forcing Kyrie and Kevin Love to shoot more. And the reason why he was doing that was to get them experience in the finals. However, I disagree with that. I think he should have just been playing aggressive from the get-go, and maybe the series wouldn't have gone to 7. But when LeBron started to turn it up, guess what happened? You know what I'm saying? So if LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love could play like that, where LeBron is getting them involved more, but he's also still playing aggressive at the same time, that team would be deadly. Because how the hell are you going to stop 3 players in their prime? Kyrie Irving, that can average over 20. He averaged 27 in that finals. Kevin Love, who had extreme bad luck. I mean, whether it's random foul trouble from stupid BS fouls, or him getting injured, getting a concussion, or whatever it is, you know, he just had really bad luck in that finals. And he still played well. And he still had one of the best defensive matchups. Well, he had one of the best defensive positions in the finals, where he locked up Stephen Curry on that last shot. Because if Stephen Curry would have got an open shot, who knows what would have happened. You know what I mean? But anyway, so playing with LeBron allows Kyrie to, at sometimes, be the #1 option. And this is a good thing. And this is also a good thing for Kevin Love when he's the #1 option. The reason this is good is not just for LeBron. It's good for LeBron because, all right, we'll talk about that in another video because I have a lot to say. Maybe if I have time, I'll talk about it at the end of this. But when LeBron forces Kyrie to be the #1 option, this allows him to experience what it's like to carry a team. So with Kyrie Irving having numerous games in the playoffs, being the #1 option, deep in the playoffs and in the finals for a few games, that allowed him to experience the strength, the stress, all of the negativity that comes with carrying a team and not succeeding, which in my opinion will skip and fast forward his career a few years, which means he will somewhat enter his prime this year, which will be the greatest thing for LeBron James at this time. Because if Kyrie Irving is in his prime and Kyrie's averaging anywhere from, he doesn't even have to average 25, because LeBron's still going to be the #1 option, right? But if Kyrie Irving can average from 22 to 24 points per game, right? Because last year he only averaged 19, but if he could average anywhere from 22 to 24, and Kevin Love anywhere from 18 to 20, guess how much less work that is for LeBron. A lot of people just look at stats and say, you know what, LeBron averaged 25, 7, and 7. He's the #1 option. Yeah, he is, but you don't understand that stats don't show the full picture. There are countless amounts of games where LeBron is only scoring 17 points per game and getting almost close to a triple-double. You know, there's plenty of times where LeBron's scoring 40 points. You know, people look at stats and just be like, oh, look, LeBron's #1. You have to actually watch the games and pay attention. You know what I mean? So even if LeBron's averaging 25, it allows him to work less. Because, first of all, if you just look at stats, you're like, oh no, he's working the same. Look, he's scoring the same. But it's not about scoring, because in scenarios where LeBron has to work less, it saves his body throughout the season. But there will be some games where he will have to go hard. For example, if they ever play the Warriors, if they ever play, the Knicks, the Pacers, if they play the Celtics, if they play the San Antonio Spurs, the Los Angeles Clippers, if they play those decent teams, and then if they play the only other top tier team right now in the Golden State Warriors, if they play them, LeBron's obviously going to go, oh my gosh, I can't talk. He's obviously going to have to go hard, So, there's way more to it than just looking at stats. But besides that, Kyrie Irving, let's go back to the 3-1 thing. Kyrie Irving experienced something that most players never experience, being down 3-1 in the NBA Finals. And they actually came back and won. And if you look, Kyrie Irving, and I said this before, Kyrie Irving is still not a top 10 player in my opinion. But if he can start making smarter decisions, he can be a better passer, a better playmaker, and if he can enable the ball to not stop dead in his hands and just shut down the offense, because once he gets the ball, usually the offense just slows down. The reason is it's because he's an ISO scorer. We've seen this before. We've seen this in Carmelo. We've seen this in Kobe. We've seen this in MJ. The offense around them stops because they're ISO players. We've seen this in Iverson. You know what I'm saying? So that happens with ISO players. But the thing with Melo, the thing with Jordan, the thing with Kobe, they were decent playmakers. They were actually underrated playmakers. Iverson was underrated. Melo was underrated. MJ, Kobe, all of these players were underrated playmakers, right? So if you go from that and then you look at Kyrie Irving, if he can develop and be able to be a better playmaker, a better passer, and enable the offense to continue to move, even when he has the ball, he'd be unstoppable. Because right now, I know how the teams can slow down Kyrie Irving. It'll be hard, obviously, but I know how. You don't believe me? Go back to June where I made a video how to slow down Stephen Curry. I explained what they needed to do, and literally the Cavaliers did the same exact thing that I said. Now, obviously, they didn't watch my video. Why would they watch my video, right? But I'm just saying, like, that says a lot, So I know how to slow down Kyrie Irving. It ain't that hard. He's like DeMar DeRozan, man. He's an ISO player. It's easier said than done, obviously, because they're so good. But, on paper, it's easy to slow them down. But at the end of the day, man, this guy, man, once he enters his prime, the league better be scared. Because LeBron James, in his entire career, only had one superstar. This is kind of hard, because Chris Bosh was still in his prime, but he was the number 3 option, even with D-Wade out of his prime, because D-Wade was still the number 2 option. So, what I will say is this. LeBron has only had one superstar in his prime for 1 year, and that was the year he choked against Dallas, right? Obviously, Bosh was still in his prime, but Bosh really, he never really got touches and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So, with Kyrie Irving being in his prime, if Kyrie can do that, I'll definitely say Kyrie's a superstar. If he can be a better playmaker, passer, and all these other things, I'll definitely give him superstar status. Kevin Love, if Kevin Love can become a better defender, I'll give him superstar status, because Kevin Love right now is still one of the best big men in the NBA. There's no doubt about it. I mean, the things that Kevin Love can do, he is so freaking underrated, man. He went from averaging 25 and 13 to people saying he's not even a star. How the hell is he not even a star? This dude, if you pay attention and you actually watch the game, you'll see he's a catch-and-shoot player now. And for him to still average 16, 17, 18 points per game just catching and shooting, that says a lot. So imagine if he had more touches down low in the post, the dude would still average around 25. Heck, he probably will even average 30. Obviously, that's not going to happen with LeBron and Kyrie. But, you know what I'm saying? So, you gotta chill out, man. So if the Cavaliers can enable Kyrie and Kevin Love to be the number 1 options on offense, that team, oh my gosh, dude. I don't think there's any team in the world that can stop that. And it's not because, I think Stephen Curry sucks, or I think Kevin Durant or Klay Thompson or Draymond Green. It's not that. It's LeBron James is so freaking good that if you give him a superstar teammate, and that would be 2, because if Kevin Love, again, improves his defense and other things like that, you give him 2 superstar teammates, or even 1 at that, it's game over. How the hell are you going to stop it? He wins basketball games all by himself. He forced a game 6 against Golden State all by himself. So imagine what he can do with 2 other players dominating. Oh my freak. The league, you better be scared. Because once Kyrie enters in his prime and once they start using Kevin Love more in the low post, and LeBron said they are, LeBron was saying we need to utilize Kevin Love more in the low post, it's game over. That's game time, man. I cannot wait to see the Golden State Warriors versus the Cavaliers again in June. Sucks that it's, let's see, what is it? June, 4 months, yeah. 8 months away, but who knows, man. Hopefully time flies. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's been Steve. Peace.